Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kimberly and I'm a part-time reseller on platforms like Poshmark, Curtsy, sometimes Mercari. I do send into ThredUp. And today we're doing a very small, well, is it small? It's kind of small. It's a haul. It is from a local thrift store. And I ended up spending $40.41 with tax. And I ended up buying, let's see, 15 items. So that's not bad. It's less than a $4 cost of goods. That's like 3 something, I think. Something like that. Anyway, I want to show you what I got and I want to talk about it very quickly. In part because I am struggling right now. Like, I will go into Goodwill, this little thrift, and I am just not feeling the love for what I'm finding. I'm being a little pickier in what I'm picking up, even with lower cost of goods. Like at this small thrift, I can get items 5 and under. But for some reason, even knowing that and even being able to find some bread and butter pieces, I'm struggling. And part of that is I'm not trying to just pick up anything right now. It's not that I'm trying to niche my closet per se, but more that I am bored. I'm bored with what I'm picking up or what I had been picking up, so I'm trying something different. And we'll see how it works out. But let me show you what I picked up. We're going to start with this item. So this, here, it'll be a little bit easier. It is no, it's not going to be easier unless I take it out of here, okay? So here, it is a little figure for like a village. It's the reindeer with the snowman. And this is from Michaels. Originally, Michaels wanted $10.99 for these. This was, they had a $1 price tag on this, which I was like, perfect, great. The thing about this is, was it $1? Was it $1? Yeah, it was $1. One of the things about this is I make shadow boxes, and I was like, oh, this is perfect for the shadow box. It's kind of not because it's a little big. But when I was doing some research, this is not one that they are selling this year at Michaels. So I figured I'm going to see if this is worth listing. And if it's not, I will end up using it in a something. Next up, I only have 2 of these, but there were 3 of them. They are Nike hats with a whale on them. They are adult unisex. They are, it says I size, heritage, 100% cotton. So I picked up 3 of these, and I actually gave one to my mother because I was like, oh, this is so cute. You need this. The nice thing about these, like I said, they are the, one size, so they adjust to your head. I thought this was really cool. I like that it's a Nike hat. I like that it just has the whale on it. It's just a little bit of something, and they only wanted how much? They wanted $2 each on these. So I was like, yeah, you know what? No, why not? Because I've actually sold hats like this for $10 to $15. I actually have a stack of hats that I need to list. I have Celtics hats that are brand new, and this is kind of the season for gift giving, so I gotta get them listed. Then we have the Grinch stocking. They wanted $1 for it, and I love the Grinch, so I did not buy this to sell. However, I did look this up, and the Grinch is a very popular character. It is the Grinch by Dr. Seuss, so it's official merch and everything. I don't know. I'm always down for trying new things. However, I decided I'm going to keep it for myself. So I shouldn't have shown you, but if you find those for cheap, totally worth looking up. All right, on to the stuff I'm actually doing something with. First up, we have a pair of Land's End. These are white denim. They are, it's one of those things where you look over white denim and you go, oh gosh. But these seemed pretty good. It's nice and clean. This area is nice. These are the mid-rise straight jean in a size US 6. One of the reasons I got these is I'm trying new things in terms of brands that I pick up. These were like Well, in the end, they ended up being like $3. But the thing about these are Land's End, I find a lot. I find a lot of Eddie Bauer, Land's End, oh my gosh, LL Bean, things like that. Partly because I live in New England, and these are popular brands around here. So I wanted to give that a try. Next up, we have a short sleeve sweater cardigan. The brand is, what is the brand again? Stitches in Time. It is vintage. It says that it is a size large. It's Ramy in cotton, looped and stitched in Hong Kong, and knitted in China. And it is a cardigan, and what I loved is that flower detail at the bottom. I think that is so nice. Yes, this is a little more spring, but I still think this is worth listing right now. And like I said, I'm trying to find interesting pieces, so vintage is fitting that bill. Next up, we have, this is the brand Mia and Tess. It is a size large, and it is another little lightweight sweater that says coastal. This is a definitely like beachy vibes. This is more summery. However, I just think that if you're into nautical and coastal and stuff like that, this would, this would be kind of up your alley. I like it, so I figured I'd give it a try. Worst case scenario, I'd give it to my mother. Next, we have a pair of Lululemon. So these, oh my gosh, the tag is hanging on by a thread. They are size 4. Oh gosh, this is so horrible. Lululemon leggings. I believe they are full length. I'm going to have to do some research. They are in excellent condition. They have such a unique pattern to them. My only thing is that you can even see like the almost like see that symbol in the back on the buttocks. However, I don't know where the symbol is. That being said, with how busy this pattern is, I feel like it's going to be 5 million years before I find it. I'll probably find it and then completely lose it 5 minutes later. So this is one of those pairs that I was like, I'm going to pick it up. It's cheap enough. I'm going to give it a try. I liked the pattern too. Oh, gosh. Okay. Next we have, this is Chadwick's of Boston in a size 14T. I don't normally pick this brand up. However, during the clearance sale last March, I think, at this store, I picked up 2 of these in the exact same size, exact same brand, different colors. One was black, one was blue, and they both have like a dark floral print to them and this long skirt. And they're wool and everything. And I sent them to ThredUp because at the time I was like, well, we're transitioning out of the season. I'm gonna save these and send them to ThredUp in August. And I did, and they've sold. So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? Let me pick this up and let me list it myself. In part because I love the pattern of this. This plaid is stunning. This piece is stunning. I love the size of it. It has so much going for it that I decided I'm gonna list this myself and see what happens. About to lose the bag. Next up, we have a men's sweater. It's Oscar de la Renta, and it is a size, this is a size large. It's 100% cotton, and it is kind of a basic. And it, it's almost like, you can almost see it. It's almost like a boxy type design to it. Very simple. I got this exact same sweater in yellow, and I'm just photographed it and everything. So I figured, okay, great. Let me list this one. Let me, photograph and list them so I can list them together in case anybody is looking for 2 different colors of a very similar sweater. And we have 2 more items. And they're both leggings. Next up, we have a pair of Spanx, size medium. They are the faux leather pleather leggings. I've sold these pretty well. Obviously, we're at that time when this isn't as popular, but they still do well for me. And even if it's like a bread and butter $20, $25 sale, they still do well for me. So I'm going to pick them up. I will point out, I have not sold this style in a little while, but I also haven't found this style in a little while. I do think I have one or two of this kind of legging still for sale that hasn't sold yet, but it's not like the plain black. It is the, I think one of them is like a very, I think one's like camo and one's animal print. So I feel like that needs to find the right buyer. I'm hoping with this being like the more neutral black, it'll do better, but we'll see. Spanx has definitely dropped in desirability. However, it still sells. And at the price that I paid, I'm not leaving it behind. And then the last piece is kind of, so this is when I hemmed and hawed over. I was like, I'm not getting this. I put it back. Then I picked it up. Then I put it back. Then I picked it up. And I was like, you know what? Just get the stupid piece. It's going to be cheap. Because this was one of the half price items. I don't remember which ones in total. It's why my cost of goods wasn't that high. Which meant this was $2.50. And they are Victoria's Sport in a size small. And they are these really pretty leggings with a floral print on them. What I decided was, it looks like these are a full length legging, and the floral with the stars, I think this might do well because of the print. Plus, we're heading into that season where, first of all, once the holidays are over, everybody's going to be thinking about how are we going to lose weight. And usually this right now is the time when I do well with leggings. It's before the holidays. It's almost like people are prepping ahead. So I figured, why not? And worst case scenario, my Plato's Closet is always buying leggings, always buying athletic gear. Now, that's not to say they will want this pair. However, worst case scenario, I will bring it over to them and just see what happens. In fact, that's how I feel about all of these leggings. I didn't pay a lot for any of them, so why not? Will I make a ton if I bring it over to Plato's? Of course not. At most, my Plato's will give me $5 to $6 per piece. Technically, that's doubling my money, and I'm not mad at that. Also, if they don't buy it, I can send them in to ThredUp because they all have their sizes. They all have their brands. So that's just how I see it, especially in something like that where it's like, that needs the right buyer. However, for me, Victoria's Secret is one of those things that just sits, and then all of a sudden it's like 4 or 5 pieces sell. So I don't know what it is about that brand, but yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. Would you pick these items up? Do you have a favorite piece? I would say, honestly, I have 2 favorite pieces in this list. Well, technically 3. My favorite piece has to be the Chadwick's plaid wool skirt. There's something about that I really think hits the spot during this season. And then that coastal sweater, I love that. I love the color. I love the simplicity, but it's a little bit extra. And I honestly do like the short sleeve vintage sweater cardigan. There's just something simple but cute about it. I like it. So I'm hoping other people like it as well. And for me, it's kind of about, right now, I know this is not how everybody should be thrifting. This should not be how you're reselling. But I've been doing this a very long time, 24 years at this point. And I'm not going to lie. You get into like this, maybe it's me, but I always get into this funk of, do I want to keep doing this? Well, and then I get a few sales and I'm like, yeah, no, I want to keep doing this. But what I found is if I want to keep listing and not just sending to somebody else to list for me, I need to find things that I like to list. Yes, I like money, but you know what else I like? Not being bored out of my mind. I have another job. It's not like not selling these items or not reselling is going to completely crush me. I mean, I rely on this income. I do. However, I can just as easily send it all to ThredUp and have them sell it for me. So it needs to be pieces that I have no problem sitting there photographing and immediately listing. Otherwise, it's a struggle. So let me know your thoughts. Do you have a favorite piece and how is it going for you? Are you finding it difficult to either find pieces or get into the motivation of listing? Especially right now. A lot of people talk about Q4 as if it's the best season of the year, and I don't ever see that. Q4 is usually my absolute worst, and then January rolls around and it's like, Yes, sales. And then it, it does its own thing throughout the rest of the year. But Q4 is usually my worst, except October. October, I'm like, ooh, this is nice. This year it was, well, it was. So let me know and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.